Hey yo, MR the Boogeyman here, representing deathrownetwork. A little late on the burnout like I planned on earlier, or a few videos ago, depending on where you're watching me at. Now, I thought about doing one on Easter, didn't feel like cooking, but doing a little grilling today. Had one come through the area earlier, and supposed to have another one here in a couple hours, so we're gonna try this out. Anyways, I got on the grill. Of course, I got some ribs. Special rub I came up with for it. Cooking too long, a few minutes. So I know what some of y'all been wondering. Like, dude, you got all these YouTube videos of wrestling on the network, but yet you come on TikTok, you got mainly cooking, a little bit of wrestling. So what gives are you? Are you doing wrestling for video games? You doing cooking? What are you doing? I'm doing everything. And I'm going to have more stuff in there, more things. I don't know. Yeah, I do know. I am going to just do it because I can. I'm trying to build a variety of things for the network. So that being said, I'm going to start kind of my new show, new-ish, I guess. Combining the idea of grilling and wrestling, where pretty much I'm just going to be sitting here cooking, but I'm going to be sitting here talking about what's going on in the world of wrestling. Not from the gaming aspect, but real life, or wrestling, as it's called. And this first one, I've debated about what I wanted to talk about. And this was until last night when I was at work, and I got to catch a little bit of Raw, and I found it funny, really. Well, not really funny, but it was funny to me. Okay, WWE Raw, this close to WrestleMania, you know how the script goes. You always gonna get that little taste of what WrestleMania is gonna be like. That little smidge of the taste. Like, all right, what are we gonna get for the main event? That's either Raw or SmackDown. You get a little taste of what to expect out of the main event. Well, we had the Bloodline crash Raw, then do their normal spiel of them being heels. Gotta say, Rock is really selling heel, selling it better than what he did when he was younger. I'm still trying to get used to the idea he's the final boss. I can always see better for final boss, but I'm kind of liking where it's going. Kind of feeling it. Um, Promo started with kind of rough-ish. Then you have Seth Rollins come in from the crowd, old school Shield Day. Nice little pop. Rollins section of the promo sounded good. Sounded real. Then I like to twist the little pause of Rollins giving Bloodline the option of how to do a one-on-one main event match. Who's gonna fight? Who's gonna fight Seth Rollins? What kind of stipulation is gonna be for what was built up right then and there as the biggest Raw main event before WrestleMania? So I knew what was going to happen off the rip. I think everybody knew what was going to happen when Rollins issued the challenge to both Reigns and Rock. Rock refused to fight. Reigns refused to fight. A little bit of broken burn fat off the ribs there. Um, so then Solo gets the mic. I found this funny. It's like, yeah, finally. Solo actually gets to speak in character. We get to hear the gimmick speak on the main roster finally. And the first things out of his mouth is he just validates what got said before he is handed the mic. That The Rock ain't fighting. That Roman ain't fighting. Instead, it's him and Rollins fighting. I'm feeling it. Now, I'm feeling it because of a wrestler. But he gets up to him. Mainly because he's Roman in Rock's shadow. He's down there at the bottom. They ain't gonna give him no real airplay until pretty much Roman's out the picture. Rock goes back to so crowd. You can tell the crowd was hating it, but Rollins went ahead and went with it. So the crowd then goes live. Goes wild. They love it because Rollins agreed to it. And The Rock threw in the idea that it was going to be Bloodline rules. Not surprised, but everybody's like, yeah. All right, now we're going to see what Bloodline rules is about. All right, already had an idea already what was going to be exactly Bloodline rules, which for Solo to be the guinea pig of it made sense to a degree. Given in NXT he was the king of street fighters as he wanted to put himself, or the street fighting king. So I was like, all right, we're going to actually see what Solo can do. We're going to actually finally let Solo be Solo. Nah, again, a wasted moment in the main event. It was good. The whole cell was good. I loved it. Every single minute of it. Even the fact Rock pulled had the belt strap and he was sitting there yelling at Rollins, calling him a boy, calling Cody Rhodes boy, whooping them both. As bruised that was to watch, it was lovely. It was what you would expect for chaos. And I mean, it's really selling what we're expecting out of Rock. Well, I guess what WWE is selling for the Rock. Look at that beauty. Look at it. It's slowly coming together. Slowly coming together there. But I mean, you had Pop from Uso from Jay come in, tried to do something. Didn't last too long, but I mean, it was there. Everybody got work. They sold 3 matches in that one pay per view. Not pay per view. In that one main event. So honestly, that was about the best way you was going to get it. To everybody over as a face or a heel in one shot without wasting too much time, without having to do constant work throughout the whole show just to get it done. Now, that being said, already gave thought to it that might win WrestleMania. Rhodes and Rollins are going to lose. Just so Rollins can win. Just so Rhodes can win at night 2 in the main event under Bloodline rules. However, it still don't give no hint to Rollins too much. Which that one right right now the going bid is that Rollins is going to lose night 1 and then lose on night 2 to Drew McIntyre. But there's still the question mark of somebody else. But that's a whole nother video there. Honestly, I'm kind of siding with this. Going. Rhodes is going to win at WrestleMania in night 2, only because this would justify everything going on behind the scenes. We will get to find out probably in that one match who has WWE been dealing with in AEW, coming out of AEW. We're going to find out at least one, maybe 2 legends that came back. They're coming back just for WrestleMania. And we're going to find out really if the Bloodline can evolve past this moment. More importantly, we're going to really find out the kind of treatment Roman gets as far as his contract goes, and we're going to find out exactly The Rock's role in the company. Now, those that follow wrestling outside the ring from the standpoint of not just backstage, but the boardrooms and corporate arena are aware that Rock is sitting on the board for the Endeavor Group on the WWE side of the company. The Endeavor Group recently bought out, merged it with UFC. At least on paper, they're together, but they're not really together. So after the whole Vince McMahon issue, we got The Rock sitting on the board. Now, it doesn't. Now, it hasn't really been made publicly known what spot Rock really has on the board. Meaning, is he just just a member, or is he the guy on the WWE side? Because when the Endeavor Group decided to put together a board to cover both sides, it was decided to be a 11-man board. 6 for UFC, 5 for WWE, with one guy on each side being the head man or woman for that side, for their side. Now, Dana White, last I remember, is on that very board that The Rock's on. However, Dana White is the head man for UFC side of things. But it hasn't been revealed yet where Rock sits on that board. Is he just there, or is he the guy representing WWE? A lot of stuff is going to get shown right there going on. I mean, the money, that will affect the stock of the WWE because WrestleMania is usually the ultimate telltale for how the company is doing stock wise. Whether or not the outsiders that invest in the company should go. Stay, keep buying in, or sell it. It's always at WrestleMania, the biggest show of them all. And what's more important about it, WrestleMania usually happens around April 1st, usually a week before or a week after, somewhere in that range. WrestleMania, more importantly, March 31st, April 1st, is their fiscal year. It's the end of WWE's fiscal year business. That has always been the case. And that's always the telltale. So WrestleMania, from a business standpoint, is always the one to watch. And we're going to find out in a weekend on April 6th and 7th where everybody stands. We're going to find out if The Rock is really the final boss or not. And I haven't forgot about my ribs. They're still cooking, still looking good. So, sound off. Give me what your thoughts on it. You think that Rhodes is going to finish off his story? And what about Rollins? Is he going to actually be able to get past WrestleMania with the belt? Or is McIntyre right that Rollins should have been watching him all along? Comment down the bottom. Comment bottom side, because this video is going everywhere. Well, at least as much as I wanted to go. Hey, follow, like. Always check out the channel for more content. Catch you